I'm Brenna Slater. I'm the mom to Freya, who is a sweet little 6-year-old with Down syndrome. If we believe that all people belong in all spaces and places, then accessible infrastructure is what you need to make that happen. It is the thing that can make sure that people are brought together and people know each other and people know all types of people, and we have that greater diversity and inclusion space.
I'm Benveet Gill. My accessibility story started about 10 years ago after becoming paralyzed. We need to start thinking of ourselves as a society instead of you last, me first. Once we start thinking of ourselves and others, then we can have a successful, accessible, inclusive society.
The barriers that we face day to day are often the small things that maybe others wouldn't think about. Things like on the playground. Sand can be a bit of a sensory challenge. Wood chips used to be a choking hazard for her. Another good example is even in a change room or in a facility, like, are the washrooms large enough that I can go in and help her out? Do the stalls go all the way down to the ground so she's not going to try to crawl out and escape?
I'm Ryan Gertis. I'm an ambulatory wheelchair user. I have chronic fatigue syndrome. So I use a wheelchair to get out of the house, but when I'm at home, I walk around just like everybody else. In terms of like my access wish list, I guess, in Edmonton, getting rid of the snow piles that end up accumulating in front of curb cuts, having more space in accessible bathrooms.
As well as having proper elevators or lifts available, or having ramps.
Yes, it lifts a wheelchair up into a building, but it also lifts your heavy books, it lifts your carts, it lifts your kids and your strollers.
Everybody will eventually grow old. Everybody will eventually have mobility needs. When we design things for the person with the highest amount of needs, it's going to be usable for every single person.
Some examples of infrastructure that's helpful is gradual entry for pools. That really just helps with independence and with her confidence. Another great example, the more inclusive playground designs are definitely something that we take advantage of. So at the Clairview Rec Centre, there's a fabulous inclusive playground that is all rubberized surface, a lot easier for us to play on, get around in.
My friend who's a wheelchair user got to play with her kids who are able-bodied and in the same playground. And those little things mean so much to us because it makes you feel seen, it makes you feel heard, it makes you feel included. I love that our city has put such an emphasis on this and that it's not just in one corner of the city, it's all over the place. And it gives me hope that our city will become one that is fully accessible, fully inclusive, where people with disabilities can thrive.